Hey everybody, it's Kristen from the Reef Lane. First I want to apologize if I get raspy or need to clear my throat, anything like that. I've been really sick. I'm feeling better, not 100%, but yes. So I've got this basket, this antique wire basket from Race by Waldo. I have the size medium. Now, there's 3 sizes. There's small, medium, and large. You can use whichever size you want. Obviously, if it's bigger, you're going to need more. If it's smaller, you'll need less. And I'm using the small pink heart. This, too, is from Race by Waldo. Excuse me. And then for the moss, this is new. It's this fabric moss, which I'm so in love with this idea because regular moss is so messy and it stains everything that it touches. So I'm really loving this. She has 2 colors. Really, you won't see a whole lot of this, so you can use whatever color. But if you wanted to use less, you could just use the color you prefer. You can use whatever moss, but I really love this and it's super inexpensive. Some other stuff we're using is also from her shop. So yeah, that being said, let's get started. I'm using this granary bush. This is from Burlap and Bling, but Emily has I'm going to call it a beaded fern bush in her shop that you could use. Basically, you can get just about everything as like a one-stop shop. Okay, so there might be a couple little things that are not from her shop that I've just had on hand. But again, you can use plenty of different substitutes from her shop, or some from Burlap and Bling and some from Emily. It's up to you. So, anywho, we're going to cut this in just a moment. But before we do that, I do want to get a little bit of moss on here. For the heart, I have this wired stem. You can use whatever. You can use a stem left over from one of your sprays. But yeah, that as well. So let's start off with some of the moss. Go ahead and get some of this covered. That way, if there's an area I don't want to put a lot of bush or, greenery or whatever, this is going to do some work for us. So I'm just going to grab a bundle, spread it out a little bit. Go ahead and get another bundle. This is my first time using this. It out a little bit. You can glue it or pin it down, or both. I'm going to pin it down. And it goes on much smoother than regular moss as well. Look at that. That's crazy. Okay, and then I got floral pins from Hobby Lobby. You can get a really big bag from Hobby Lobby. I do want to avoid putting pins in certain areas because it might make it more difficult for certain pieces to go in. But you could always just move a piece over a little bit to avoid it. Which I'll probably have to do that in a couple of areas. And also the sprays are going to help keep it down too. One more in. Okay, easy peasy, y'all. And way less mess. And this will go so far, like with multiple different pieces. And I do have another design that's going to be using moss. If I'd use regular moss, I'd have it everywhere, y'all. Okay, now to the greenery bush. Let me move that out of the way. I'm just going to clip away each stem. If the stem is like extra long, you could push some of the pieces up, like doing that, and clip it away. I like to push some of these pieces up anyways, or cut them in half. I don't think I'm going to cut any of these in half unless it's just too long for a particular area. But I do want these pieces shooting out from the design, or I would cut them in half. We're going to expand it a little bit. And we'll see how far this one goes before we cut another one, because we may not need it. Sometimes I want to go way up on you. So how's everybody doing? Everybody have a good new year? It was pretty boring around here. Actually, we're all sick. But even if we weren't, it would have been pretty boring. Okay, so you get a lot out of that. This, I do like to, like when it comes to piece, just about any piece, I like to put the same size pieces in one pile. So if any are extra long, you know, I'll put those together. Even though just about all these are going to be about the same size. But that way I know how much I have and where I need to place it. This one's a little extra long. Ugh. It could be a little time consuming, but it's just, I don't know, maybe a pet peeve of mine. So not necessary. And sometimes you can flip and twist them to give a little extra like dimension, texture in a way. You know what I mean? Okay, last one. Push you up a little bit more too. Okay, yeah, I like that. At that size, much better. So before I clip away that extra stem, I want to make sure I don't need it. Okay, so let's just go on one of these pieces that are still like kind of long without being pushed up too much. So let's see. I want my heart in here. I need to figure out which direction I want my pieces to go. So I think I want them coming out like this. So I would then, in return, on the other side, go out that way. So let's start off coming out like this. And I can already tell I'm going to need to take just a little bit of length off. And I'll probably bend it to kind of go with the shape of the basket. Take a little bit more off as well. Push you up a little bit. It's kind of like trial and error to get the look you're going for. You might have to fiddle with a few pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and take one in the back as well. It's kind of like my outline of where to go from there, if that makes any sense. And I'm going to go ahead and keep filling in back there first. That will be the area that I'll pay the least amount of attention to. So I'm going to go ahead and get back there first. We don't need a whole lot. Mainly back here will be greenery. But you will see some of it, even if it's just a little bit lifted up. The heart is going to block some of it, you know. Man, some of these pieces are really hard to push up, y'all. Okay, let's work a little bit more up now. Okay, so that's pretty much set back there. Right there. There we go. And now let's bring this up here. How wide do we want? Let's get our heart in real quick and see just about what you're going to see. So we definitely need to grow some more here and grow some more there, and maybe up a little bit. I do like the idea of it going up a little bit. Will that one reach? Let's see. Let's take this longer one. That might be a little too long. Let me grab another one. I'm going to twist it a little bit. This is the most time consuming part, is doing that. I think this one's going to be perfect for right here. And this one's the shortest one in this pile, so I'm going to bring it over here. Make sure, you know what, I need to come over a little bit. Sorry guys. I wanted to make sure I had you back far enough to where you would see everything. Even though I don't think it's really going to grow up here. I don't think we'll put anything up there, but just in case, I wanted you to have you back far enough. Okay. there. And we might even put some more in right there. Oops. Moving on me. And then you could take some through the wire as well into it. I think it would reach, yeah. But for now, we'll stick to keeping it in. I'm gonna bend that one. Before we add any more inside, go ahead and get some glue on the pieces that you put in, and maybe even pop a little bit of glue around on the pins, but I think they'll be okay, just in case. Let's go to the rest of the bush. I got a lot of little stems over here. You can see I've not taken much off of each piece. Each varies, but it's a little bit. Okay, let's go to you guys now. Again, I need to hold my heart up because I don't want to add any place that's going to be a waste, you know. And I shouldn't really say a waste because that's probably not the right word, but yeah. I wish I could go through the wire frame right there, but it won't be long enough. So I'm going to take this one, go in. I'm going to expand it a little more. Once we start getting some coverage, like in this area, we'll add our heart and then kind of fill in around it. And you know what? I think I want to bring one in over here like that as well, because we're going to see a little bit over there, and we might bring it up a little bit higher. I think that's good though, just for now. Okay, last one. Clip it. And if I didn't mention it, I don't think I have, I'm going to have the heart come out a little bit. I think it would look better coming out just a little bit. So get an idea of areas that are going to need to be covered. Let's see. I might go ahead and move on to the lavender pieces because it does have greenery as well, but you could use anything in place of this. You could use another one of this. More greenery will be fine. Or more of the pink floral bush we're going to use. Actually, this would be perfect in place of as well. We are using probably both of them, but you could just use a third one in place of this. So, FYI. Okay, let's clip these. I know Michael's has a bush that's kind of similar to this, but I doubt they have it out yet. I know I haven't been in there. I need to go soon. I prefer to do all my shopping online between Burlap and Bling and Emily's shop. Okay, so these two are push-ups. So I'm going to push and flip just a little bit. They're very dainty. I like that. And twist to where they're going in different directions. And I know I'll have to trim some of these, but I want to get them pushed up where I want them first before I do that. Some of them are a little floppy. I don't know if you can tell. And they don't have wire there, so that's a little annoying, but it's okay. These are just a little accent piece. I think one of the sprays that I have, I think it came from At Home, and I think it's a cherry blossom. I'm not sure. It's not big like cherry blossoms typically are, but it's like the same shape, so I'm not sure. But you could use any like floral branch in place of it, and I'm pretty sure Emily just dropped a branch like it, but it's a different color. So if you wanted to do a whole different colors, you could totally use that in place of it. Okay. I'll do every piece. Let me go ahead and clip that. Clip that. longer. Let's keep you long. Not fully. I know it's time consuming, but it helps. Okay, one pile. It feels so nice to get back to designing. I have really been under the weather. It sucks because all you're doing is thinking about designing and you're stuck in bed because you just can't get with it. You're zapped. Yesterday I could barely talk or swallow. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, now that that's all done, let's start adding these. These are the longer ones, so I'm going to focus these towards the back. Again, you can just use another greenery bush in place of this or one of the pink florals. Either will do great. And you could even take some and run it through the wire for some extra added depth. I want to make sure I get some over here where you see them. Over here is going to be seen more. I'm going to use this one back there. So y'all, and this one's kind of short, so I'm going to bring it up here. I have a really bad habit of kind of like talking to myself. And when I do that, I kind of talk under my breath. So I apologize if at any point I do that. I do not mean to. I just don't even realize I'm doing it. Like I'm talking myself through the process. I do not like the way that one's laying. I need to flip you. It's because of that curve. Let's place you here. I don't like it. I think I'm hitting the place that has a pin. These are a little wobbly. So there might be areas that the glue didn't catch, but that's my fault. Probably didn't get enough glue, and it's just easier to add the glue after you get them all in, other than adding the glue on each stem before you put it in. I find it easier. So whatever works for you, especially if you're using like a glue pot, you're gonna have to, or if it's going to go into place, you know, your glue gun won't reach, then, you know, I understand putting it on there first. Maybe even like these down here wouldn't be a bad idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for this one down here, because my glue gun, I don't think it's going to get it the way I want it to get it. That sounded weird. Let's put one down here. Which is my longest. Looks like they are like all the same. And I don't think they're going to reach where I want. I might have put all the ones that were long enough to reach in the back, like a doofus. And I do like to alternate between like pieces, you know, like I might add one of that greenery bush, go to something else, and then come back to that same greenery bush. Because I want to make sure I get a little bit of everything in, and you're going to make sure you have enough space for it all. So that means alternating sometimes. And I'm going to try to reach, yes, the gaps and cracks from down below. So I went through the wire frame just then. I'm going to have to use my glitter back in just a second. Last piece of this, and I really want to get some over here and over here. I think right here would probably be best, but I also have that cherry blossom like spray, so let's use it over here. That might be too low. Yep. Okay, that's okay. Just pulled it out, and I'm going to go right back in, but I'm going to go in from up top. This bent. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. I've noticed I missed an area with the moss over here, and there's a chance we won't have really much there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another little clump. And you know what? I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down there. Kind of just work it down. Let's go to the other side. Yep, there as well on the edge. And did I tell you that's gaps and cracks in there? I'm so sorry if I didn't. I just took some gaps and cracks straight from the can and sprayed it in there. Not a whole lot. I was real careful as to how much I used because obviously it expands. So FYI, that is gaps and cracks, but you can take a piece of styrofoam, like floral foam. You can use anything like that in this place, okay? I'm going to take a floral pen over here. I think I added too much for the glue to get all of it. Okay. Yep, and I missed on the other side too. Just to be safe, I'm going to get one there. Okay, let's see. What side is my front? I've already forgotten. It's this side. Okay. So you don't see it there, but you see it back here. So let's go ahead and get some back there. I was just so focused on the top that I totally didn't think about the edges. Ooh, let's see. We're just going to wiggle some of this in there and get a pin, if a pin will even reach, because I can't get my glue gun down there. My bad. That is totally my fault for not paying attention to the edges of the gaps and cracks. I've got a crack in my brain right now. But it's okay. It's not too hard to do. It's not impossible to get to. All right, back to the front. So get all your edges, kids. Let me get all this up real quick. I think it's pretty safe to say we're going to need one more greenery bush, and then the rest will be florals. So instead of watching me do that all over again, the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and cut them all up by myself and push them up, okay? And I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, you ready? Let's start adding the rest of our greenery. After we get this batch of greenery in, I'm pretty positive we'll go ahead and add our heart and then work around it. We might add a little bit of floral first, but if we have trouble getting anything in, we should be able to just go directly from the back in and around it. I'm gonna try to get some over here. I'd have to weave it through so you see a little bit of it poking out. I think that would be nice. You might not be able to get all of it going through. It'd be a little pain in the booty. Yeah, that one's not going to go through so easily. I'm going to take some of the little skinny pieces and run it through. No, I can do more of that on my own, but if you can get some to go through, that's great. If not, it's no worries. I'm expanding it just a little bit more, but I want it to be the shortest part. shortest area, I should say. And I need to start working in up top. I need to start filling in areas. Top in the front, top in the back. Spacing it out a little bit more as well. Now over here, we're gonna have to put something very short. I'll save, you know what, let's go ahead and do it now. I'll save a piece, because, I mean, the moss covers it, don't get me wrong. But from the side over there, you're gonna see like an empty space. Again, the moss covers it, but I wouldn't mind having a very short piece to help fill in that little gap. On the other side, it's covered from some of the pieces going that direction. But we're just gonna go straight in like that. And that takes care of that whole area over there, because the moss does the rest of the work. So you're just going to see green over there, and you'll probably see some florals as well. And I'm going to take my heart and make sure I'm not adding too much in that area. Go back there. And I am putting glue on it a little sooner, just because it'll be so easy to forget where I have and haven't added glue. There's so much in there, you know. Easy to lose placement. It's gonna be so nice. I want to get one in here, but I don't want to take away completely from the basket, you know. You know what? I'm going to pull that one out real quick, because I should have made it shorter. They're getting shorter as they go in, because some of our other pieces are probably going to be shorter. And we don't want it to take over on the heart. Let's see. I'm going to go a little bit shorter. We've got 2 pieces left. Hopefully I haven't missed any pieces. Okay. Last one of the greenery. Right up here. It's towards the front middle. Okay, now let's get our heart in. If you wanted to do the large of this, you could probably get away with using the medium heart, but you could use the small one in that as well. It would be fine, so keep that in mind. What am I looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. Flip away the hanger. I always like to check to make sure I find the best looking side. So they should be pretty equal. I'm going to do it just like that. So I'm going to look and see about where I need to poke my hole. And it needs to go somewhere down here. I'm going to try to put it in the back at an angle. Be careful when you poke your hole too. So these, this stake is from Amazon. It's a plant holder, like a plant stake to keep them upright, you know, for like indoor plants or outdoor. So that's what that is. If anybody wants the link to it, let me know and I can send it to you. This is probably going to be too long, but I want to be safe. I'd rather have too much stem than not enough. I can always trim away. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to change that a little bit, that glue. It's wet right there. Let me let that dry for a second. That way it doesn't throw that off. Oh God, I almost went through the other side. Woo! Okay, I better switch. Oh wow. Like I said, watch your stem. I can't believe I did that. Oh goodness, it was so close to coming out. I better glue it so that doesn't happen when I try pressing it in. I can't believe I did that, y'all. Oops, I got a lot of glue there. Luckily, it didn't damage it up front, but it almost went all the way through. You might even poke a hole in the gaps and cracks first, too, to help it go in. But you obviously need to know where you want it before you do that. So while that's drying, let's see, where are we going to go to next? Probably, this is the cherry blossom. I'm just calling it that because I don't know better. I don't know any better. Either that or the wispy branch. So this is from Emily's shop. You could just use this and avoid the other one. This is so nice. I will tell you, I'm not going to use the full thing, but I have other tutorials that will be coming where I will be using these. So, and then you saw this bush. We're definitely going to get one of those in. And then I have these floral heads, floral picks that are from Emily's shop. We're definitely going to get 2 of those in. While that's drying, let's go ahead and go to the floral. So this is already falling apart. I've had this one for a hot minute, but she just got a fresh batch in. So luckily, it already did the work for me. You could cut these down more if you wanted, especially if you don't want to use like this greenery. But I'm going to keep them long. For one, I need them long to reach the gaps and cracks and to come out. Let's go ahead and get one in. I think they're all about the same size. I want to put my longest one in first. Okay, we're going to do this one first. Even though this one has like the main stem still attached to it, this one is somehow still longer. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. We're going to go straight in. And I might have to poke a hole. Glue that one in really nicely. Let's go ahead and get some glue on it. Oh yeah. So pretty already. I get so excited over this stuff. Next one is my biggest one, probably that one. Stretch you out. They're about the same. I'm going to use this one in the back, along with probably this one. Let's see, will you reach? Barely. All right, I'm gonna use it in the back. Sorry guys. I just gotta make sure they can reach. Going over to the side because we want to see them from the back. This one, I think we're going to bring it over here. Maybe even use this one. Yeah, I think this one will be better right there, just the way it lays. It's going to be so nice. The only bad thing is the stem's kind of thick, so I'm going to, hopefully I didn't take too much away, and I'm cutting it at an angle, and hopefully it'll go right on in. It's giving me a little bit of difficulty, but it can be done. I'm going to keep my eye on that spot while I'm getting glue on it. Awesome. And I'm tucking it down because I don't want it to cover up my heart. Okay, I think it's safe to say it's probably dry in that area, and the heart is dry, so we can try to go back in. And this time I'm going to support the stem when it's going in so it doesn't poke through the heart. And these are bendable. Very bendable. Perfect. Okay. Get some glue in on that. I'm going to try to keep it just on that area because I really don't want to have to worry about that for something else. Okay, let your heart dry. Okay, so that's nice and dry, and we have one chunk of this left. I think we're going to take it, let's see, well, how far are you? We'll probably have to use the second one to get it to come up more, and just use this one over here. And where we've added so much glue, you might have to use something to poke a hole from here on out. I think I'm going to go right there. I like that. And really, you could add a bow, add like one more little piece somewhere in here, and be done. There, it's pretty much full. But I want to go more. All right, let's go ahead and add this second bush, and then we'll see about the long whimsy pieces. I'm just pulling all those sections away. You don't even need to add a bow. This design does not need a bow, y'all. Okay, I like the way this one's kind of branched out like that, so we're going to take it back here, right here. You could just use all of this bush for everything. This one's pretty long too. So I'm going to work this around that wire frame. And I'm going to go in behind the heart. We'll have to work some of it in past it and some over back, because it'll just push the heart forward. And I can get some glue in just like that. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't get the look I was going for, but it helps fill it in. Twist up the bottom if it's not already all together. And I have to remember, I also have those two rose heads, so I gotta make sure I leave space for those. So we know they have their space. I'm bending these forward. You can weave some in and around the greenery, give it a more natural look. If you got the large one, all this would easily fit and have a little bit of space, I think, at least, because I'm pretty sure the big one's pretty big. All right, last piece. If only I could get to you. Let's see, I can, I think. But I think the wire would be really obvious, and that might be ugly. 1 second. Let's trim it and pray that I don't trim it too short. So if I trim it too short and it doesn't work right there, then I don't know where it's going to fit in. Yay! And I'll get some glue on it after the fact, just to make this go a little faster. Get at least one in, y'all. I want, let's see, let me get the tag off. Again, this is from Emily's shop, and it's perfect for designs like this. So I'm thinking one right there, and maybe one up here. This one's a little bent, so maybe I'll do this one down here. Lifting up some of that greenery. And I was say, with all that glue and whatnot there, I might have a little trouble getting it in, but it went right in. This one I shouldn't have much trouble with, because there's still a little spot. Yay! We're going to use some of this, so let me show you real quick. I already have 3 pieces cut. What I did is I cut one big stem, starting from the bottom. You can see where I cut away. I cut that away, and I get one big chunk like that. And then I cut those down, so I have 1, 2, 3. Straight up and down. Hopefully I can get it in there. I mean, I know I'm not using the whole thing, a whole spray, but the good thing is I have other designs coming that we'll be using this and the other colors in her shop. So even if we don't use it all today, you can use it in whatever you want, and or some other videos that will be coming, some being Easter. I'm not really sure just yet. Let's see what these look like up here. like it's growing in through the wire. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. I think that's cool. Okay, anyways, need to get something coming out over here, maybe even down here. Let's try cutting this one kind of short and coming through the wire right here. That's going to be the easiest way to get in there. And kind of let it do its thing naturally. Yeah, I really like that. Let's cut this one. Who knows, we might use more. I might be feeling a little crazy today. Well, you really don't need a lot of this type of spray in pieces unless it's like your main spray that you're going to use, you know. So we will need a longer one for up there. Let's see if I can just squeeze it in back here. Yay! And so when I'm done, I'll go around and get glue on these pieces. Okay, let's go to another piece. This time we want it a little longer to reach up front, but I'm sure it will be too long what I just cut, but just in case. So I cut away a piece. It's got 1, 2, 3 sprouts with multiple pieces on it. We just need a little pop coming out like over here. I'm going to tug, pull it away to keep it from falling apart, but to have some extra stem. After this, we'll add a bow, potentially. Enough of my indecisiveness. Let's come up front. Try to tilt it. It keeps coming back on me. Yes, I can't believe it's going in so easily. Yay! Okay. And let's get one piece right here if it'll reach. I don't think it will, so I'm going to try coming in over here. Gosh, I just hate that these stems are going to be visible outside of it, but what can you do? Just bring you in like that. I love it. I have a variety of ribbons that I'm just not sure which ones I want to use, so I pulled like way too many. I want to go very like light and airy, so I think the best thing to do is to go with a white or a light pink, but it's up to you. Okay, so I'm just going to take my ribbon, and I'll probably do a photo of a bow. Sorry that I dropped that and it hit the ring light. Okay, so I think that's going to be long enough. It's probably like a 8-inch tail. Make a loop. Bring it up just a little bit. Pinch. Bring another loop up and pinch. Let's see. Now, getting it in there might be a little tricky, and those loops might be a little too big, but once you like draw it in there, you know what I mean? It's going to get shorter. Oh yeah, I have a little bitty white tie, a part of a white tie. You can use a zip tie, floral wire, doesn't matter. I'm going to take a tie, and I'm going to take a pin, a floral pin. That may not work. I might have to take some wire and run it through there and poke it in there just in case I do. I'm going to go ahead and grab a skinny piece of floral wire. Pretty positive I'll have to use it. And I'll just make another hanger with it. The white ones to hold it together. And this, I'm going to run it through the back and twist it off. You could just use the floral wire to hold it together and to pin it in. Ugh. Okay. I think that would be long enough. Not too long to where it's going to sit on top. but not too short. Let's trim away the rest of that white one. We don't need you. Tuck you down. And then let's go in there. Come over here. I'm going to open up some of that floral. Now it's just kind of feeling around in the dark to get it in there. And it may be too long. Yep, it is too long. I felt it go in and then scratch up. So that means I had it too long. That's okay. We cut a little and go right back in and try again. Once you know for sure it's going to go in and you like the size, then you can always pull it back out and put some glue on it and run it back in there, or however you want to do it. Let's cut you. And then let's, well, that one's already cut at an angle, but I don't think we're going to need that much. So I'm going to slice it again. I might have made it a little too short. That's okay. And y'all, I think that's it. I think that's it. You could add some more of the whimsy willow branch is what I'm going to call it. You could add the cherry blossom, if that's what it's called, in there. Do we want to? Let's add a little pop of it. Why not? I mean, I did pull it for it, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. I bet you could find something like this at Burlap and Bling or at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They're like everyday stems. Okay, let's go back here. They're both like the same. Let's go in front of you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bring you up front. You're going, and it's like the vine branches are wrapped around it. So I take that back when I said this is it. Sorry guys. Uh-oh, there's a little spot on the heart I need to glue together. I could do that after the fact. Over here. Oh yes, it went in. Let's see what that looks like. I like it. I just need to redirect this one a little bit. I like it. Okay, I'm going to use a little more. I know, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to use all of it, but I'm going to use a little more. This is like the middle stem. If I cut it in half, it's going to be too short, so I'm just going to cut away a little bit from the bottom. I don't like to do that, but sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you feel like it. Sometimes you don't. Story of my life. For those who don't know me, you're gonna soon figure out that I'm a doofus. But I mean well. Oh yes, I love it. Okay. You could try to get that in there. Maybe glue it directly to the bow. I need to get this off. Who knows? At home might even have it out. I doubt it. I'd say they're going, oh yeah, this is summer. It says summer on it. So they definitely don't have it out, but I bet they have it in the spring version. Bet money they have it with the spring, but I doubt they have it out yet. Okay, so we got one there, straight up there. So that means we need one coming out. That's going to be too long, so let's cut it down a little bit. Let's try that before we cut away too much length. Again, it's kind of like feeling around in the dark, but I think it'll work. And if you can't get it to go in, you can always glue it or tie it to another piece. Oh, I got it to go in, y'all. Yay! Let me see you. I kind of messed with the way the ribbon was laying. I'm going to bring that one tail over it. and then help keep that ribbon popping up too. Let me bring the other ribbon tail over. That's so much better. Okay, that's it, y'all. I love it so much. Again, you can just take any little piece and glue it straight to the bow. We'll just put it right there. And yeah, that's it, guys. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out anytime. If you want the link for the wires I used to put in the heart, let me know. Just reach out, or ask Emily and I can send it to her and she can send it to you or whatever, you know. And yeah, guys, just about everything came from Emily's shop other than the long whimsy branch and the greenery. Everything else is from her shop, but again, she has the beaded fern bush that you could use in place of that. So you could basically get everything from her shop, and then you could just use more of this whimsy branch in place of that. And voila, you're done. So yes, guys, let me show you a little better. It's so cute and romantic. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And until next time, bye.